Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. If y'all, everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And then become a member. There's tons of perks and Rayfax.eth domain name. So we'll start off with OMI, and OMI, I did get up to 171 million OMI, so I did get a little bit more. The reason why I haven't gone as hard on OMI as I have the last couple of weeks is just because I did go and, well, I'll get into what I bought later and what I'm budgeting for this next week, but I did get up to 171. I only had to purchase an extra 500,000 to get to that level. I was surpassed by Jordan Riz. Jordan Riz has 175. He is now OMI king as far as just me and him go. We've had this friendly competition. I'll get to his level at some point in Q3. It's going to be really hard in Q2, again, just because I have a lot of collecting goals, which I'll break down in a bit. But it's like, oh, Chavez, didn't he just only have 130 million like last week? Yes, he did. He only had 130 million OMI. And then, because he made a really big move, I'll let him go over that in the video, he was able to purchase a bunch of ETH, a bunch of Bitcoin, and another 45 million OMI, bringing him to 175. Absolutely fantastic. My new whale that I've been advising is up to 11 million, so it's very, very small, slowly but steadily. He'll get more BV NFTs this week, and he'll get more OMI. Again, I'm seeing him tomorrow, and we'll go from there. I'll keep you posted on that. But OMI is at 00063, so it is up. It's up against the market. Most of the market is down a couple percent as far as crypto goes, but OMI is up. Despite that, it only had $663,000 in volume, so again, not a ton. At the Ron English show on Saturday, we're getting another Ron English drop, by the way. It's going to be next month. I'm not allowed to say exactly what it is, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think some people will really like it. Anyway, I ran into a couple of people there. One or two have a little bit of OMI, and they're going to get quite a bit more. The consensus around everyone, whales, non-whales, is that, hey, we're fairly close to bottom if we haven't hit bottom already. So the dry powder on the side is getting launched. Again, Jordan Riz is not waiting for, did not wait for 00045 bar right now. My whale that, new whale that I'm advising, that again, I'll see tomorrow, is not waiting for 00045. He's just, buying now because it doesn't matter. Where he buys now 00045, he's going to hold it for a couple of years. He's not going to try to get cute and time the bottom. Dollar cost averaging definitely helps with that. Speaking of other whales, I spent, and I'll go into what I spent here. By some of these guys, and why I thought Luke Skywalker was undervalued. I'll go over him in depth in this video just because I've done so before on another video, but because I just got asked this on a stream, on the Darth Vader, which is super awesome. I think he's one of the best that everyone should get. The ultra animated, the ultra rare that's animated is, the floor is 5x of what retail was. Retail was $80. The floor is over 5x that, is over $400. The sub 100s on Darth Vader are 10x the floor, which is already 5x retail. So the sub 100s are 50x retail. Quite a lot. So if you take a look at the Luke Skywalker that's most similar to the ultra rare Vader is the rare Luke Skywalker. He's got a little less mints, but it's closer than any of the other Luke Skywalkers to Vaders. They're both animated and they both have sound. And the Luke Skywalker rare is like 10% over, maybe like 15% over retail. Like the floor is almost at retail. It's like $70. And then if you take a look at the sub 100s, I bought 3 of them last week. They were all in the 90s, and I spent about $950, give or take. They weren't crazy special. They were just sub 100s. I had also spent $660 on a number 43 ultra rare. Okay, so that brings me up to, about 1,600, give or take. And then I did something weird. Someone offered me the number 43 secret rare $2,200. Done. So this is why I didn't get as much OMI last week. Because I spent $3,800 on Luke Skywalkers. And I'm not done. I have the opportunity to get the number 43 rare Luke Skywalker. So I would have the 43 secret rare, the 43 ultra rare, and the 43 rare. That would be probably the lowest set that anyone's able to get, at least at this time. I will spend quite a bit more on that. And we have the Marvel Mighties this week. So let's say it's another $1,500, that I would spend this week. Again, just on Veve, not including OMI, which, again, I'll really try to get, more next month, but definitely in Q3. But anyway, back to that rare Luke Skywalker. Because the floor is so barely over what retail was, okay, well, what are the sub 100s like? Again, I bought 3 of those sub 100s at like 310, 320, 330, whatever it was. And take a look now, the cheapest one is $550. Okay, that's a good 8x the floor, but the floor is just basically retail. And once that's bought, okay, the next cheapest floor is $674. Then once that's bought, $1,000. So there's only 2 sub 100s that are under $1,000. So when I was talking to one of my whales about this, I made a post over on Twitter already, and if you saw it, great. If not, no big deal. But the importance of sub 100s is being talked about. So my whale had spent, I don't know if you can see that. Let me go in and lower this brightness so y'all can see in 3D. About $1,500 on a number 60 secret rare. About $546 on the number 69 ultra rare. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. I thought that was great. I think 69s have a very unique, I would say pretty much a sub 50 mint as far as how special it's concerned. And then a number 49 rare for $800. Easily that was the best buy that you could make at that time. So yeah, whales be buying. Luke Skywalker super special. And somebody had mentioned, I'll show you the direct comment. It's from a user named Nicholas saying, can Luke flip Walt? And right off the bat, I'm going to say no, just as my first initial reaction, because partner statue is not just a first appearance. Yeah, somebody asked earlier in the stream, why would you hold a Walt if there's not going to be any utility? First appearance, Mickey Mouse. Him by himself is worth it, just for the historical aspect. Then you have first appearance Walt on top of that. Oh my God. I know they're warring with the Floridian government right now. That won't always be the case. You're not going to carry on a war with Disney for 10 years. It's just not going to happen. It's not really going to make you too popular. This, even if some of it may or may not be warranted, the fact you don't want to mess with Disney, especially long term. Disney did not survive and thrive this long without becoming sharks, absolute sharks. Anyway, moving on. There's a reason that Dr. Profit he's in the bottom 3 this week for how many things that he sold. I think he sold like 33 NFTs, and people are just like, oh God, is Dr. Profit scared? Is he getting out? Guys, he has like 17,000 Veve NFTs. If he sold 33, that's fine. He deserves to. But Dr. Profit has about 10% of the partner statues. He has 400 of them. He doesn't have that for Secret Rare Luke. He didn't just go buy 50. So I get it. Luke's Secret Rare is more scarce. But if I'm going to show you something, which I feel like I want to, Secret Rare Luke and Ultra Rare Luke. Let's see what they look like. I want to. If I put my hand in front, which one's a Secret Rare? Which one's the Ultra Rare? They look pretty much the same. If you can't afford the Secret Rare, you're going to get the Ultra Rare. It's much, much cheaper. Partner statue, you don't have that option. You're going to buy it or you don't. And also the fact that Luke has never been tens of thousands of dollars. People that bought partner statue had bought it in the 5 figures, a lot of them. So as a partner statute starts to run in the next bull market, when it goes from 2,400 to 3,400 to 5,400 to $9,000, if you bought it at 12K, 20K, 30K, you're not going to sell at those levels. But this is the highest that Luke's ever been. Granted, he's only 2 weeks old, hasn't had time to marinate in the market yet. But the people that bought at 700, 800, 1,000, 1,100 right now, you think that they won't sell at 3 or 4K? I mean, it's a nice 3x on their money, even if they're buying now. So I definitely think partner statute is something that will not be overtaken very easily. And I don't think by Secret Rare Luke, even though I really do love him. And clearly I just talked about him for quite a while. Anyway, moving on to some more significant news. We have David Hughes saying that this is a significant key release to Veve. Let's unleash with what's to come. Talking about Monster Hunter and Capcom. So they released it, made a cool $165,000, and that's just on the drops. Those are not including the secondary market. And when Captain Veve.eth went and said the beginning of something much bigger, in my opinion, very excited to see what's to come in the future, David Yu has responded, "You have no idea." Like, he would say, like, is he Michael Caine in The Dark Knight? He says, like, oh, any crazy ex-boyfriends I should know about? Oh, you have no idea. That was a great movie. I have a buddy of mine that had texted me and says, "Hey, Randy, I bought this last night." And he bought a couple of these secret rare Lamborghinis, total of 640. And he says, when I was at the Takeover event in Las Vegas, all of these metaverse macro gurus were saying they absolutely believed NFT Lambos would be more valuable than real life. Macro guys are always crazy early, but even if they're 10% right, it's one of the easiest calls that I can make. And this is from a buddy of mine. I feel like a lot of Web3 is a young man's game because there's a lot of tech involved. But there are older people that are super determined to figure it out. Again, Ron English, perfect example. An amazing artist, had a very big name well before Veve was even a thought. And the amount of people that I had happened to network with at his show, they weren't young people. They weren't 20 years old. They were all like 55 and older. Well, the ones that were getting in, the ones that were asking questions about NFTs. And that was a fancy do. Anyone remember that line of dialogue that Bill has in Pokemon Red and Blue? I can't stand fancy do's. This is a fancy do. Like a fancy thing that he had put on. Champagne, a whole bunch of all that jazz. A lot of people there, I mean, if you're there, you know who he is, and some people bought some of his stuff, tens of thousands of dollars, just because of who he is and the art, how beautiful it is. But a good amount of these people were very curious and very eager to learn about NFTs. This will change the world. It already has. I think there are 2 presidential candidates right now that are accepting Bitcoin, for donations. You had originally Josh Mandel, who's former state treasurer of Ohio. He ran for Senate. I think Trump backed the other person, and if he didn't, he would have won. But Josh Mandel, again, former state treasurer of Ohio, made it so that you can pay your taxes with Bitcoin. Other countries, same thing, being able to go and have Bitcoin as legal tender. Most people in the world don't have crypto. So most people don't have NFTs. Veve is in such a good position to go and say, oh, hey, buy these digital collectibles. You have no idea you're buying NFTs. You're just buying stuff that's really awesome. Legend of Zelda came out 2 weeks ago. I think on Friday was the last day to get the icon for just the Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda. You go and you have basically a profile picture. You can only get it for a week. You can only use it you can only buy it with like play points. If this was on the blockchain and you could resell it, this would have done very, very well, extraordinarily well. But because you couldn't resell it, you couldn't transfer it. You could sell your Nintendo account, which happens, but everyone is so close to NFTs and technology. Like, they're so close to it, they don't even realize it. This is going to take off like nobody's business. Not like 8 years in the future, but like in the next year. Not financial advice, obviously. Also, speaking of expiring 7 days, if you, for the Monster Hunter drop, you have until Sunday. Obviously, it's Sunday as I'm making this video, but you have until the 28th in order to buy those Monster Hunter drops. Whatever is left in the market, if there are any in the market, they will be burned. You will not be able to get those back. Obviously, the secret rares sold out in 1 second, but those ultra rares. Now, again, I don't know what else we have. We have first appearance of Silk in a comic on Tuesday. I don't think it'll do okay. Veve might make $20-something thousand on the drop. Marvel Mighties, which again, what I'm going to budget, probably 500 for it. Definitely want to get a bunch of sub 100s. Definitely want to go and complete the set, and there's hopefully going to be an airdrop. Marvel Mighties, they did announce they only showed Drax, Nebula, and Mantis from the Guardians. That's the only ones that they've shown so far. There's going to be 6, probably a 7th one via airdrop. But there's no Gamora, there's no Groot, there's no Rocket, there's no Star-Lord. Now, maybe you can make the argument that because Gamora is actually from 2014 Gamora, because she's from the past, that maybe she won't be in the original 6. Okay, well, you have Star-Lord, Rocket, and Groot. Groot won't be a first appearance because we've seen him a bunch of times already. If they do not have Rocket, I'm still gonna buy it because I'm a slave. But if they don't have Rocket, I'm gonna be so salty. And with that, you're probably not gonna have Sean Gunn's character. You're probably not gonna have Cosmo the dog. You're probably not gonna have High Evolutionary. You're probably not gonna have Adam Warlock. I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities here for a lot of these big characters. The new Guardians team. Anyway, I'm going to budget about 500 for it. I'll keep you posted if something changes. It might. I don't know. Also, one more thing on Monster Hunter. The last game sold like 28 million copies, 29 million copies. This is bigger than Street Fighter. It's bigger than Mega Man. Most people just don't know it. Like this, I have one secret rare. I don't have the other set. I don't have the rest of that set and the other set just because, again, I have this big Luke Skywalker deal I'm doing. And then I also have the Mighties. It's just coming at a worse time, but I believe in these 100%. Like, these are, in my opinion, top tier. Oh, so super stack alert. We have Christopher Silva, who had gone on and said, yeah, I have 500 editions of the, where is this? Spider-Man number 3. He has 500 editions. That is wild. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Bye. Meow, 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 meow.